couldn't tell by the description, we're going to be talking about the tail light on our Royal Enfields, especially the Classic 500s. Now the normal tail light here is right around 2.5 inches, 3, close to there. We'll measure just a second. I want to talk to you about the Lucas style tail lights. This particular model was fitted to motorcycles in the 1940s into the 1950s. It's a smaller variety there, as you can tell. It does have the light in the bottom, the lens in the bottom for your license plate. Alright, now there is a size difference here. Let's take a look at that difference itself. Okay, got our calipers here. Alright, the Lucas style is about 2.25. Okay, about 2.25 inches. Our stock tail light is approximately 3 1/8 or so. Okay, so there is a significant difference there. So some may say it's not going to work, but it is going to work. We're going to make sure that it works. And how are we going to do that? Well, I have a piece of sheet metal here. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to take this off and see what we can do with it. Removal of the number plate itself and the assembly is just these 3 bolts here. Comes right off, and of course you unplug your wiring harness there. Okay, there's your light assembly itself. We're going to remove this. Once we have our 3 Phillips screws removed, we go ahead and remove the tail light assembly itself. Just push from the back side, or the front side rather, and it pops right out of there. Once our tail light assembly is removed, it's time to measure. Right? If we measure these holes here, the distance between them, we are actually under what we need. As you can see here, it is level. Alright, it's perfectly even with the hole itself. So we need to go just a little bit more with our vernier caliper, and it looks like 4 inches is going to be perfect. Alright, so we're going to cut our sheet metal here to 4 inches, and we're going to make ourselves a plate. Now that we've got our piece of sheet metal cut, okay, we're ready to go ahead and do an old trick that I like to use. You're going to take your finger, you're going to get some of the stuff that your chain has slung down onto your engine. Okay, you're going to touch the bolt holes. Alright, going to get them nice and greasy. Alright, okay, wipe off our excess off our finger. Excellent. Now we go ahead and match up our holes. We don't want to go past our top lip here. We want to stay below that just a little bit. Make sure that we are lined up, and then we press. Okay, lay it down flat, press some more, and there's our bowl holes. All right, we're ready to drill. Alright, once you've got your plate cut and ready, you want to trim off the edges so that they fit around the design of the top of this plate where it mounts. Alright, we'll slip it over, make sure it fits tight, and make sure you're clear of your mounting areas. Once you ensure that your plate is fitting snugly against this gasket area, okay, it can go all the way down. we want to take a Sharpie and trace the diameter. Okay, with our diameter traced, now we find roughly the center with a straight edge of some kind, and we mark. Doesn't have to be 100% perfect, just fairly close. We can make final adjustments if we need to get directly into the center, and I'll show you that now. To get a direct number, we're going to look at what we have. All right. So 3 and almost 3/16. Okay. So we're going to go 3 and 3/16. Cut that in half. There we are. And there's where our line should have been. Okay. Okay. And that square is our center. Once you have your hole drilled, hopefully your hole saw is a little better than mine and doesn't break, and you don't have to finish it up with a die grinder, a drill, and a Dremel. That's alright, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, it's going to be hidden anyway. Now it's time to go ahead and line up our Lucas style tail light here. Okay. Put it in place. Alright. And it's time to drill those holes. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, once our holes are drilled, it is time to sand with 220 sandpaper. Clean off with your solvent of choice. I use either brake clean or a carburetor cleaner. And put on a coat of paint. Now that our plate is painted, we need to go ahead and remove the paint that we put on here in this corner, because as you can see, your light here, it is grounded through the body. There's only 2 wires. One wire is going to go to our running light, and one is going to go to the brake light. Alright, let's go ahead and remove our paint from this left corner. After you have your paint removed from the bottom corner, now we're ready to install our plate. There we are. Alright, now to help in this, you can see we have a little area here that's raised. Alright, I'm going to be using some 3/8 copper washers. You can get those in a set of washers. It's always good to have copper washers on hand anyway. And we're just going to stack those up until we reach the shoulder. Then we're going to put our bolts on. Now we're ready to go ahead and put in our Lucas taillight. Alright, the MT211 Lucas taillight reproduction is installed. The holes that I drilled for it are 3/16, and the bolts that I used are 10 by 24 hex bolts. Okay, you use a hex key or Allen wrench to put them in with nuts on the back. Alright, let's go ahead and work on the wiring. As you can see, our Lucas light has 2 wires, while our stock light has 3. That is because, like I said, the Lucas light is grounded to itself through the body. The ground is internal. It's built into the light itself. So we're going to put the black light, or the black wire rather, to the gray wire, and the red is going to go to green, and that is going to be your running and your brake. So it's going to get brighter when you hit the switch. Alright, let's go ahead and cut these bullet connectors off. I do not like these connectors. I will be putting in different connectors. I'll be using shielded butt connectors. Okay, we've got our shielded connectors on there, and when they go on, they actually slide inside of each other to seal everything off. Alright, let's do the harness on the bike. Alright, I've installed the connectors on the gray and green wires. I left the ground inside the harness itself, inside the pigtail for the original harness, and we'll just let it stay there because it's a ground. It's not going to hurt anything. Once we have our wires connected, we just simply put the plate back on. Our number plate is back on and the light is ready to go. Now I know what you're thinking. Is it bright enough? Well, let's find out. I would say that's plenty bright enough. Okay, here's the Lucas MT211 reproduction. I think it looks pretty smart on there. Excellent little light. We have to do something about the turn signals later on. Fits the profile very well. Like I said, many motorcycles were fitted with this type of tail light in the 30s and 40s on into the 50s, the late 30s on into the early to mid 50s. So it gives your bike that old look, that retro look. I think it looks pretty good. Another awesome feature of this light is you don't have to remove the number plate here or the tail light assembly itself to change the bulb if it ever burns out. You simply twist on the housing itself and it pops right off. Your bulb is right there. Alright, and then to put it back on, just push it back into place. It's got a little spring tension. And there you go. Right back on. There you have it. A quick little bit of customization. Not too bad of a job. Couple hours. It's not bad. If you don't want to make this custom little bracket, Hitchcock's does have this number plate here for the C5 with a smaller hole that will accept this piece. It only comes in gloss black though, so if you have the black classic, it may work for you. I chose to go this route because finding matching paint is pretty difficult, and the extra cost of the plate is, I'd rather go this route with it and use my time. The sheet metal that I got was $7, so the plate from Hitchcock's, the number plate, is with shipping right around 50 pounds probably. So I decided to go this route. It's simple, it's quick, and not that bad of a job. And it looks great. It matches perfectly. Alright guys, I'd like to give a very special thanks to SM Motor Company for sending this to me to show to you guys. And I'll leave a link to their online store in the description below. Go ahead and pop over there after the video, check them out, and you never know, you may find something you like. They've got a lot of old school stuff, a lot of accessories. They've got a lot of stuff. So go ahead and check them out. You may find something that you like. Alright guys, I'd like to thank you for watching. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. And since you're down there, you might as well subscribe. Alright, thanks for watching guys. See you in the next video.